Hello, welcome to Keith's Broken Boats. This is my walk to my office for today. I'm going to have a quick look at a little electrical problem I'm having on a tugboat that Eric is working for the Navigation Trust. It's down here today doing a bit of dredging. So I'm going to have a quick look, see what I've got to do, and hopefully fix it while they're working. Nice day. Unfortunately, Eric's electrical problem has turned into a mechanical problem. I think the drive plate has failed. So we've lost all drive from in between the engine and the gearbox, which means the prop shaft isn't turning. So instead of having a tug connected to a barge with for dredging with a digger on it, we've now got around about a 70-foot punt. We're using the digger to move Eric down past this weir barrier to moor it up. So what we're actually doing is the driver on the digger is sticking the arm in, getting onto the bottom of the river and pushing us along past this weir barrier so we can get moored up. The tug we're going to take to recover Eric is called City. This is City here, moored in the Wire Mill Avon Navigation Trust yard, and we've loosed it off, and we're going to go down the river now from Wire Mill Lock to Strencham Lock, tie Eric to the front of this boat and then push him back. City's a nice little purpose-built tug for light sort of harbour work and also the sort of a river tug. In City is powered by this 6-cylinder Sol diesel engine. It's around about I think it's about 110 horsepower. If you notice, it's quite a tall engine. It's got a long stroke, which means even though it's not a million horsepower, it has got a lot of torque. Now we've just entered our first lock of the day. This is Wire Mill Lock. You can see City there perched in the corner. Looks like quite a little boat in this big lock. This is a diamond shaped lock. The gates are open, the water's pouring out, and that is lowering us down onto the next level. If you notice, it's diamond shaped. There's a couple of reasons for this to be diamond shaped. One of them is obviously strength, because the sides are pushing in at an angle against each other. It does make it a lot stronger. But also, with it being this size, it can get two of, I don't know if anybody's seen the video I've done on Canopus. Canopus used to be a grain barge. It's about 8 foot wide. But you could get two of those grain barges in here for taking grain to the mill, which obviously would greatly increase speed in getting materials in. Anyway, the gates are open. I'm going to go round now, jump on Canopus with Dave, my co-pilot for the day, and we're going to go and rescue Eric off down the River Avon. Now that building you can see, as we're just sort of tickling past these moored boats, it's always a bit courteous to go past them and not create any wake or anything. And there's a large building you can see just behind that tree on the right hand side actually. That is the old wire flour mill. And there's the flour mill. A lot of the mill gear is still underneath this building. I think it's a private club now. These moorings that are here, these all belong to Wire Mill. There was a bit of a waiting list for moorings here, but as you can see there's a few spare. Now we're just dropping down past Pershore on the right hand side. That's if you go off to the right across that like playing field area, that takes you up into Pershore town, and there's moorings all along the right hand side there. And this is quite a nice little town if you're visiting the area by boat. Well worth a walk round. As we come just towards Pershore Lock, to the left of the screen you see a bit of a weir barrier. That's to a hydroelectric plant, and down there you can see that's where Pershore Lock is. The wooden ramp is actually someone's landing stage that has washed up there in a flood. It's not a launch point for jet skis. So we're approaching Pershore Lock now. We've actually got somebody there ready for us and waiting so that the lock is open so we can go straight in. The weir is off down to your right, and to the left the flow of the river is diverted around underneath a little hydroelectric power station. So now we've come through Pershore Lock, we're out on the other side, and this is where the River Avon widens out. It's a really nice quiet spot of the river here, and it is wide and deep. Two boats pass here very easily. We've got Breeden Hill off up to the right there, very picturesque area. And with here you see, like, it's so deep and wide here. They've got a tree here which has fallen into the navigation, but it's not causing any issues. It will get removed when we come back up with the digger and the dredge, I expect, but for now it's not causing any issues. Beautiful views either side as we go on down the river to rescue Eric. Now we are actually approaching Nafford Lock. Nafford Lock, it's quite an interesting site. There's like a big sluice which is off to the left hand side of the river, which controls the height of the river, controlled by the EA, I think it is. And then you've got like this 90-degree swan neck bend comes around to get to, on our right hand side now, that's Nafford Weir. Then you've got the sunk narrowboat just the other side of the weir barrier. Then you swing around to the left, another 90-degree turn, and then you come straight into Nafford Lock. Now this is, I have been told, this is probably one of the most awkward locks to get in and out of on the Avon, just to be aware of that. Anyway, so we've gone through Nafford Lock, we've got all the way down to Strensham Lock, and now we're just tying Eric to the front of City. So we've got these two winches, and we put those winch ropes to either side of Eric, to those bollards, onto these two winches, and we pull those winches tight. And what that does is, by pulling those two winches tight, that makes Eric and City become one large boat. So we're going along now, probably, I would say we're probably around about 50 foot long now, the two tugs strapped together, and all this handles now, this just handles like one boat, and away we go. It turns sort of pivot similarity on pivots in the middle, a bit like a narrowboat would. And we're just working our way back now up the Avon, back towards Wire Mill, which is where the Avon Navigation Trust yard is. Now we're approaching Eckington Bridge. This is a grade 2 listed sandstone bridge, and we're heading for the navigable channel, which is the only navigable channel through the bridge, and this is all a bit tight. Now this is sandstone, and if you saw how worn that was from the flood water underneath it, going through it every year, you'd think twice about driving over it. But there you go, that's Eckington Sandstone Bridge. That is a grade 2 listed bridge over the River Avon near the village of Eckington. Now we're back up into Pershaw Lock with 2 boats strapped together. We're going to push on through here now, and then once we've got through here, we've got wire lock. Now we're back in the yard, moored up, ready for me to start work on Eric, which I'll do tomorrow.